Hi, it's Jen Rotman here, and I have created a brand new mini series for you guys called Building a Personal Brand, because I find most people think of personal brands as simply, big influencers and people in the entertainment space that have amassed, millions and millions of followers. And that is really only one small section of what a personal brand is all about and how social media can help you leverage your personal brand. So in this first episode, I'm going to talk about the 4 different ways or reasons you would want to build a personal brand to help you achieve a goal that you're going after. So let's start with the obvious category, the influencer category, or what I like to call the creative category. Because really, you have influencers in every single space, from, entertainment to beauty to fashion to parenting, all the way to business. So all of these people that are influencers in their own, creative talents. And I know so many people get super annoyed about people like the Kardashians or other personalities that are just famous for famous sake. But at the end of the day, that's just, entertainment, it's escapism, call it whatever you want. If lots of people watch it and you can make money from it, I think if you think you've got the talent that your life is interesting enough that you can just document it and people are going to find it entertaining and watch it, go for it. See if you can do it. If you think you're going to be really funny and put out your sketches, or if you've got a great voice, whatever your creative talent. The beauty of these platforms is nowadays that you no longer have the gatekeepers that used to stop you. You can now just simply, for pretty much zero cost or very little cost, put your, creative talent out there, hustle, and work 20 hours a day to engage with people, engage with your community, and just see, at the end of the day, you're going to see if your content is good enough for the market to like it. At least you've got the chance, at least you've got your at bat. If that's your real passion, I don't think it's ever been as easy as it is, nowadays, to at least give it your shot. Another big thing that most people have a misconception around is, that you need millions and millions of followers to, be able to live by just, creating content. So if you're trying to create content, for, business advice or parenting, it doesn't really matter. It's not always true that you need, a huge audience. There's lots of people that have been really successful building personal brands around just really small niche audiences. And again, I'll talk about this in a further episode where we'll, talk about building, starting with the end in mind and knowing where you actually want your personal brand to do and all the different ways you can, monetize from it as well. Now, let's talk about another way you can really use, you can use the leverage of building a personal brand to your advantage, which I don't really hear many people talking about, and that is to get your dream job. And the reason I bring this one up is because it's something I was talking to my brother the other day, because I really believe if you want to, go after your dream job, building a personal brand and putting content out is actually one of the best ways. So let's, for example, say you want to go and work at BMW. If you want to work at BMW and you want to be the sales manager there, you could just start reverse engineering what they really, you do your research, you do your homework, you know what they're kind of looking for, and then you put out content that you think you can really deliver on. So, you might start reviewing all the different, BMW cars, you might, put out different content around, sales and great customer service. Just anything that matches what you're actually good at and what they're actually looking for. You put that content out there, and then you go on all the different social platforms, look for the key people in the company and engage with them so that they get to see your content. It's such a great way of actually getting your dream job, and has way better chances, in my opinion, than sending a resume that is just not going to stand out between the millions of others that they get every single day, especially when it's in a competitive industry. So really think about having that content and approach of building a personal brand around the industry, around your job. And the great thing is, even if you get a job, I would always continue to produce content around that, because that means you'll never be out of a job. Because if you're always kind of ahead and showing off your skills and showing that you're one of the best in the industries, people are always going to want to hire you. It's a really great asset to have. The other thing that's really powerful is building your personal brand around and complementing your business. So, and this is really, you can use this in any form. I do this for my business. I, put out personal brand content that has no intention of I'm not intending to make any money off that content. That's why it's all free. But I have a business that sits behind. And if I put out valuable content, I know that is going to benefit my, business, because I have clients reaching out to me that want to work with me just because they've seen my content and they've seen it and they like it. And they have a completely different trust factor when it comes to then, using my services. And you can do this in any company, if you're a, you know, a restaurant owner or you have a retail store, if you can just figure out a way of creating content, you know, that you're really passionate about. Say for example, if you own a restaurant and you're, you know, really good at cooking and, you know, making a live cooking show, or, you know, putting out recipes, you know, on Pinterest, like putting out that content and, you know, really putting the effort in building a, you know, personal brand, well, that is of course, you know, going to leverage and siphon off into, you know, your business. So it's really smart. Again, it's not for everybody. That's definitely not the right way, and you don't have to build a personal brand to then, you know, build your business. There's plenty of other ways to do it. But if it's something that you enjoy anyway and you find it's a natural way of building, you know, like content, you can do it in a fun, engaging way, then it's such a great thing to use and help build your brand and your business. And the last way you can really use a personal brand is just if you want to, you know, so many people nowadays want to do good in the world and want to help, or, you know, want to work with, you know, non-for-profit organizations. And I think this is a great way. I mean, you know, there's plenty of other ways as well, but if you think you have some, you know, a message, something valuable to say in some form of content that you can put out that can help others, why not just do that? Let that be your charity work. Let that be your way that you can kind of contribute, you know, to the world, and just don't expect anything else back. That might mean, that doesn't mean it has to be your full-time career. Like, you are probably going to need some health and something else to do, either your business or your job that you're just going to work in, you know, full-time to, you know, pay your bills. But why not use a bit of extra time to put out content, to do something good, you know, to help others? Because I find that is so much, you know, so many people nowadays want to do something where they're helping others. It's never been easier. Do you mean it's free? Like, you literally just go on Instagram stories and talk for 5 minutes, you know, maybe about something like how you've overcome, you know, anxiety, or, you know, bullying, like whatever you feel like you have a message to talk about, why not just put it out? And, you know, you don't have to necessarily build in a huge personal brand and make lots of money of it. Like, it can just be something on the side, but it'll be so fulfilling if that's truly, you know, what you're about, and that's the only thing that you'll care about. You know, simply just do it. So those are the different ways that I think you can use a personal brand. There's so many things, you know, you can do with that. It's not just about being an influencer with, you know, 20 million Instagram followers. It's a huge opportunity for every single person that wants to, you know, interact in this kind of way. You know, that's not for everybody, but for a lot of people, it's a huge opportunity. It's, you know, we've never had it like this. It's you know, it's absolutely amazing how you can just, you know, reach people on scale. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave any comments, ask any questions, you know, down below, or, you know, hit me up at Jen_Rotman. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram or whatever else. And yeah, thanks so much for watching this video, and I hope you have an amazing day.